Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you my planner and journal lineup for 2022. Now in this video I will also share what I've set up so far in these books as well as any other plans that I have and also any other products that will be a part of my planning system. So this is going to be a little long video, but I hope you will still enjoy it, and I would love to hear your thoughts as well for what are your plans regarding next year. So let us begin. Now let us move this aside. So yes, this is my main planner for 2022. As you can see, it is a Hobonichi Cousin. I've decided to continue with the Cousin for 2022 too, simply because I love it so much, and the main reason is that the Cousin allows me to fit everything in one planner and store one book at the end of the year. That is just a big plus point for me. Now with regards to the setup, if you're not interested in it, you can skip this section, but I will be going through the different spreads and how I plan to use it now. Last year for the Cousin I had a Hobonichi cover, but I decided to not use the same cover this year simply because see, the cover has many pockets and this is a stay-at-home planner for me. I don't carry it anywhere in my house at all. It is just on my desk all the time. So I don't need all those pockets because everything is there on my desk. I don't need any specific pockets on the planner as such. And that Hobonichi cover was, I felt, making the planner a little more bulkier than it needed to be. So I'm trying to go on the simple route and stick to this clear cover from Midori. This is the Codex cover, which works great for the Cousin. So as you can see, let me just show you. There is in fact a little space over here, which means that if you add stickers or washi and the planner bulks up a little bit, the cover will still work fine on the Cousin. So this is a great choice for the Cousin if you're interested in that. The A5 sized cover, clear cover, is a little small for the Cousin. I've shown that in one of my previous videos, but this one works great. So I would definitely recommend this cover if you're interested in a clear cover. But if you're someone who is interested in pockets, that might be an issue because there are no pockets for this cover. You can of course insert any sticker sheets or anything important into these flaps. That is totally fine as well. And there is a pen loop for this cover as well. Now other than that, with regards to the Hobonichi Cousin cover, usually especially last year, if you've noticed my videos, I have decorated it in the front and the back with stickers and washi, but this year I have not done any such thing. I've kept it simple. It might change over the course of the year, but as of now I've decided to go simple with that. So no decorative aspect anywhere here, no washi over here as well. That is totally up to you what you feel like doing about it, but I've left it simple. I never have any use for the yearly calendar. It is there, I'm fine with it. See, I don't feel the tendency to cover up things with maybe some clear pages and make it notes pages. You can do that. That is a good idea. You can just cover up these printed pages with some line pages and make it into notes pages. I don't feel the need to do that because I feel that the Cousin has a lot of space, so I don't really need extra notes pages. But yes, if you wish to have them, you can actually cover up all these extra printed pages, especially at the back. As you know, the Cousin has a lot of informational pages. You can always cover them up and use them as notes pages. That is up to you, but I'm fine with it. I don't need notes pages, so I didn't do that. So yes, let's go on to the first spread that I'm going to use. This is the yearly index. Now, I've told this before, the habit tracker idea did not work for me in the yearly index. It might work for some of you. So what I have decided to do is use it exactly as it is, as an index. So what I plan to do is use it as an index for the dailies. Now this idea came to me simply because not last year, later this year in 2021, what happened is that I was looking for something in my dailies which I knew I had written, but I couldn't find it because I had written it earlier in the year and I could not find it. Eventually I found it, but it took me a lot of time. So I could have, if I had an index, I could have just flipped to that page automatically, but then it took a lot of time because I could not find it in the dailies. So I've decided to go with an index for this year. And what I plan to do so far is whenever I write something important in my daily, see, sometimes I just journal, my feelings, and sometimes what I do is I leave the pages blank. But most of the times when I journal about my day, I write all the important things that took place in that day. So what I will do is I will mention that over here. Now, there is one thing that I've still not decided on, whether I should do that for all the days. So far in my mind, I'm thinking of just writing down, the important dailies and leaving the others blank. I think I won't try to fill up all the days over here, just the important ones. Simply because, as I said, sometimes the dailies go blank, I just decorate them. Okay, so there's no need for me to write on all the days. I might just choose, maybe, I don't know, if on the 5th of Jan there is some important event that I've journaled about, I might write it down over there. That's it. Okay, so that is my plan for the yearly index so far. I hope I didn't confuse you with that. And let's go to the next spread. Now we come to the monthlies. Now with regards to the monthly spreads, as you know, Hobonichi provides you extra monthly spreads. So there is one for December of 2021, and there are 3 months of 2023 as well. Again, I could use this as a notes page, or I could make an optimal functional use of it, but I'm a little too lazy for that. I could have done that, but I just decided that I'm not going to force myself into using this page extremely functionally, because sometimes I feel that we try to collect so many ideas, but then nothing works at all when we try to do too many things at the same time. So I just decided I will just go ahead and decorate them instead of thinking of too many ideas of using it functionally. So what I've done over here is I had these stickers with me. These are like the full-sized stickers. I was pretty sure I was not going to use it anywhere else, because I don't have that talent that people have of cutting stickers, layering them. I don't have it. I have no creative side to me, so I just decided to just place the sticker on the entire page, and that's it. So that's it. I know it looks silly, but it's fine. I like it. So that's that. Then I've done something similar for the extra ones with regards to 2023. Let me see whether I can show you that. Yes. Now this washi, if you remember, this was my favorite washi from last year. It was there on all my monthly spreads, but I did not want to use it again this year because it's a different year now in 2022. So I did not want to use the same for 2022. So what I did is I just used the washi on these spreads as a memory for me for one of my favorite washis. Of course, there was just a little of the washi left. So by the time I reached on the second spread, it got over. So I used a different gold washi that I had and just covered it up for fun. Okay, I could have used it, but then I just left it and covered it up. So now let us go to my actual monthly spreads and how I plan to use it. The monthlies are a pre-planning spread for me, so I've already set up all the 12 months, but it also gives me an overview of the month. Of course, that happens later once I've started using the spreads. But let me explain what I have done so far and my plans for it. Now, as a decorative aspect, all that I've done is I've used washi to cover up the days that are not a part of the month, and it is the same washi for all the 12 months, so it is already done and set up. I wanted the month to be written in huge letters, but I was too lazy to do it. So I planned to use stencil to write down the name of the month. I'm not sure whether I will do it, just for the fun of it. Now coming to the functional aspect, since it is pre-planning, it will include all important dates, that is birthdays, anniversaries for the entire year, because this will be the spread that I refer to when it comes to my weeklies and dailies. So what I've done this time is I have used these corner stickers. Let me show you that pack. These are from Kita, as you can see. Okay, they are empty because I've used them up already, but there are 4 different colors available. As you can see, there are several colors available. Okay, sorry, more than 4, because there was a red, a green color, there were different colors. Okay, these are mostly empty because I've already used it for the 12 months. So I am using it in the corner, as you can see, obviously not covering the date, but on the other corner, and then just writing down whoever is celebrating their birthday or anniversary on that day. So I've already set up for the other days where it is a little more crowded, but that is personal information, so I won't be sharing that. Now, last year I used stickers from Kita. They were circle stickers. In fact, I think I like those better than these, but I decided to go for a change this year. That is why I use these, and I like them as well. It is something different, so it's fine with me. But I find them to be a little large, but that's okay. Now, the next thing that I will have here on these spreads are all important dates in terms of the dates that I paid bills on, important bills, and of course the amount will also appear here once it happens, and any other important dates that I need to see later on in the overview. For example, church related dates, they are quite important to me. Personal, any important events taking place, or even my periods for that matter. And for many of these I have circle stickers which will indicate these dates for me, so I don't need to write them for every month because I have circle stickers. Now, I did this last year as well, but I made a different key this year because I made a key for it this year too, because I use different stickers every year, so it takes a little time to remember them. So I'll just show that to you. So I have the key at the back of my Hobonichi. So as you can see, there are some bills, my periods come up, church related events come up. For the initial months, I will need the key because it will take a time for me to remember the colors which go with that event. But then afterwards, I'm likely to remember it, but I still have the key on here simply because it helps me to set the key for next year. It always helps me, and it is always good to refer back to this. And as you can see over here, since I'm here anyway, these are some of the circle stickers I'm likely to use in my spreads. So what I've done on these informational pages is I have just used, in fact, bigger circle stickers to glue this on here because it is not entirely put on. I've just placed the sticker and kept these stickers onto these pages. So these are the ones I'm likely to use every month, and it is over here. I think I have more. Yes, here. You can see that many of them are almost empty or almost full, however you want to look at it, simply because these are from 2021. I've just removed that from that book and shifted it to this book, which means that you can easily remove it. It is not that it will tear off the pages. So I'm quite happy with the setup because I used it well last year. This one is more of a new one, that is why it is full. So yeah, that is with regards to the circle stickers which will appear in the monthly spreads. Now, other than that, what I will be tracking over here is social media. So with regards to social media, it won't be detailed planning, but what I will do is the days I upload or post on YouTube and Instagram, I plan to just draw the logo, not stickers here. I don't need stickers. I can simply doodle the logo over here. So I will be doing that. And what I will be tracking is how regular I have been with it, whether be it uploading on YouTube or posting on Instagram, and how it has affected my subscribers on each social media platform. Generally, I don't track my numbers, but this year I thought I will just see whether how regular I have been is affecting it or not, or how irregular I have been. Yes, but that is something new. We'll see how that works out. The next thing that I will have on my monthly spreads is shopping. Not all shopping, specifically stationery shopping, just to be aware of how often I am spending on stationery. Now what I will do is I will just use a green highlighter because it signifies money for me. So I will use a green highlighter and then I will write the shop I have bought from. So suppose I buy from Hobonichi, I will just use a green highlighter and write Hobonichi on that, or whichever shop I have bought from, just to be a little aware of it. Because I found that last year when I did this, it worked out for me. I didn't use the exact same method, but something similar. Sorry, not last year, 2021, and it worked out for me. So I think I will continue that for 2022 as well. So yes, shopping will be tracked over here. And the next thing that will be there is any other important events that crop up in that month. So I have decided to use a highlighter for that as well, simply because I'm not using highlighters anywhere other than for shopping, which means that if I use a different colored highlighter, whichever new event pops up, it will stand out on the spread so that I can, notice that easily. But we will see how that works out as the days pass. And this is my monthly spread and my plan so far. I think I've covered everything. So let us move on now to the weekly spreads. Now with regards to the weeklies, okay, I know I have already set some things up because I wanted to show that to you, as well as I'm a little crazy, so yeah. As usual, I cover up the extra days. I always cover them up. That is why you see this washi over here, because the first begins from here. Okay. Now let's start from this section and then move on to the corner section or the sidebar. So in fact, I think I've even written over here. Okay, let me show you this one. Okay, let me show you this one. I don't think I've written more than that. No. Okay. So what I've done for the weeklies is I have divided the spread into 3 sections. See, I don't use the timelines because I found that I'm just being repetitive when I use the timeline, so it is pointless, because this is not my work planner, so no meetings or appointments as such appear on this, and I am an introvert. I don't go out much. There are very few events that I attend, so not time specific events that I need to track over here. So what I do here instead, as you can see, I've divided it into 3 sections. Let's go through the first section. So the top section is titled as Me Time, and that will be the place where I write down things I know that I do on a regular basis, but I need to write it down because it gives me some sort of satisfaction when I write it down. So for example, the books that I'm reading. So what I do is I write down the initials of the book, and then I write down the number of pages that I've read that day. So it is not a to-do for me because I read books every day, unless it's some rare situation where I don't read. I tend to read it. And if I write down the number of pages I completed that day, it makes me feel good, and that is something that I do. Similarly, I will also track the videos that I'm watching, in the sense that for language learning, I tend to watch a YouTube channel or maybe a Netflix show or some movie, and I again like to write it down because that is something that I tend to slow down on if I don't write it down. So I tend to write it down. I write down the episode that I watched or something that I watched that day, and it makes me feel good when I write it down. So this is my me time. It isn't exactly a to-do list because I do it every day. But once I write it down, it makes me feel good about it. And in some cases, especially with regards to language learning, what I do is I write down the episode or the video in advance, because once I've written it down, I see to that I watched that video that day. So yeah, that is that. Now let's move to the to-do section. As far as the to-do section is concerned, it is quite basic. This is my to-do list, the main planning section, and I have some things on here already. You might be wondering how I've already written for that month. Simply because these are things that I do on those specific days. I've been doing it this year, and I know that I'll be doing it. Like laundry is something that I tend to do on Fridays. Okay, and see, this is specific to me. Okay, this is specific to me. I tend to randomly take it up on other days as well, but I always do it on Fridays. And of course, certain cleaning routines that I have for certain days, I know that I will continue for next year as well. So yes, there are some things on here already, but yes, the rest of the things will be filled up on that day. Now, because I was just practicing it out, I already wanted to try it out. I was restless about it. So yes, basically this is my to-do list area where all my to-dos will come. Of course, I have not prepared it yet, but I will be creating a routine page, a routine spread somewhere, so that there are some things that crop up every month that I do every month, so that I can refer to that and add it as required. Then at the bottom section, I will have events. Again, like I said, I don't have too many events, so I might remove this bottom section later, but there are some events that come up, so temporarily I have placed it. I might remove it later. Now, as far as the left hand corner is concerned, or the sidebar is concerned, the section over here is for tracking my sleep. I have bad sleeping habits. I sleep at all hours, and that also for a very short amount of time. So I'm going to track my sleep. So what I've done is a basic tracker. I have the days on the side, the hours mentioned. So 10 is the earliest I'm likely to sleep. I don't sleep at 10, but yeah, the earliest. And 7 is morning, in the sense that I never sleep beyond 7. I tend to wake up by 7. Okay, even if it is the days where I'm doing nothing, I tend to wake up at 7. So yeah. And what I plan to do is, once I track, I will also write down the number of hours that I've slept. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. Other than sleep, I also track water, as you can see over here. And for water, I have used these drops kind of icon. So the idea is that one drop is equal to one bottle that I have. Okay, the size of my bottle, specific bottle. Okay, so it's actually, in fact, if I drink 2, it's pretty good. Okay, that is the rough idea of it. 1 is quite bad. 3, then it is great. Now see, I could do a simple track over here just by writing water, sleep, and just track it simply like that. But I noticed towards the end of 2021 that when I used to do that, I used to not track it properly. I found filling this up a lot more comforting, and I used to track my water properly in that sense. But when I used to just take it off, I was not doing that. I was actually not, drinking the correct levels of that correct level that I should have had. So I feel that this works out a lot better for me, because this was what I did in early 2021. And this is from that Hobonichi stencil, if you're interested in doing that. In fact, this is an icon for sad, I think. I'm not sure. It's not for water, definitely, but I still used it because I found that to be useful for me. So yes, I'm tracking only 2 things on my weeklies, that is sleep and water. Now, what you see over here, MSR, is referring to my skincare routine. Again, this is something that I dropped towards the end of 2021. I wish I had continued with it, because in the early months of 2021, I used to write down my routine, and I could see whether that is improving my situation or not. So I decided that I will write it down for Jan. Morning skincare routine. On the next page, I think I mentioned, yes, evening skincare routine. And maybe I will also write down my hair care routine. And this is not something that comes every month, because I don't keep on changing my routine. So if I write it in Jan, probably it will remain for a long while. Maybe I will add one product in between, and I will need to update it, but I don't think I need to do this every month. So this is just for that month. Other than that, can I show this one? No. So what I've done there is I have mentioned upcoming as the title for something that is happening that week, a bill that is there that week, something that I have to renew. So I have written it down over there because it will help me decide whether I need to renew it or should I just cancel that subscription that I have. And so I've just written it as upcoming so that I can decide and do accordingly that week. So that is something that I have, important dates that I've seen on my planner in 2021, and I've already set it up for 2022. So that is roughly my weekly section. I hope you like that. And this is one of my main sections, so I would love to hear what are your ideas regarding these spreads as well, because I'm always looking to improve them. So I'd love to hear your ideas as well. So let us now move forward to the next section, which would be the dailies. But before the dailies, there is a small section called turning the page to a new year. I am probably not going to show that. Okay, so this is the turning the page to a new year section. The reason I'm not showing that, let me try to show maybe one page, because I messed it up. Okay, so as you know, there are 2 pages, and again I had those full size stickers, so they are pretty stickers. The one on the left is a different one, but it is lighter than this. So generally what I do for this spread is I use it as a goals page for 2022, And what happened is, I've not done this before. I tried to write on the sticker, okay, on the sticker. It didn't work out great, clearly, because as you can see, all the ink transferred to this page. I've written on this side and it has transferred onto this page. I wrote on the left because the sticker that I've used here is quite light. But the reason I'm not showing it is not because I've messed it up, because I've written my goals and it is personal to me. I do not want to share it over here. And despite the ink spreading over here, what is written on the left is actually pretty clear. You can read it pretty clearly, so I won't be sharing that. So yeah, if you're using these stickers, please do not do what I have done because it transfers. But what I've noticed works instead is if I had written it first and once it dried, if I had placed the sticker later, it would have worked fine, because I tried it elsewhere and that worked out, but this was a mess. Do not ever write on these stickers. So yeah, that is there. So yes, this turning the page to new year is a goal spread for me. Obviously, I didn't need both the pages. I have just written on the left hand side. I have the goals there. I can read it. So despite the transfer, it is still quite legible and it works great. Now let us move on to the dailies. Okay. Now, as you know, before every dailies begin, before every month begins, okay, that is the daily spreads begin, there is always a sort of a dashboard page or before that. And I had come up with different functional ideas. I was thinking of maybe monthly goals, brain dump, gratitude, different ideas that I could use. But then I ended up dumping them all simply because I realized that I was forcing myself to, just use them because they are beautiful ideas. I didn't feel the need to use them. Truthfully, I didn't feel the need to do that. And what I've done instead is, I was just experimenting it for this month. I just wrote some quotes that I ended up liking over here, and that's it. Okay. And secondly, I found that if I plan on this page, it is not connecting to what I'm planning to do over here, because this is not my planning section. Okay, so if I plan over here, I wish this dashboard was before the weeklies, because then I could have used it for my monthly goals and it would make more sense. But right now the dailies are for journaling, and I don't see the point of goals or anything planning related being over here in connection to the dailies. I hope that is, I hope you understand that. I'm not sure whether I'm just confusing you more. Now let us come to the dailies. So the dailies, as I said, is for journaling. And I have already set up the entire month of Jan with stickers. Okay, as you can see, I have placed some stickers randomly here and there. It's just quite random. There's no connection to it. Now, you might be wondering, why have I placed it before? Isn't it better to do it after? Reason is simple, because currently I'm using it only for journaling, and I know from experience of 2021 that I don't need so much space for journaling. In fact, these stickers are small. I don't think they're very large that they're taking too much space. In the earlier months of 2021, I would have been bothered if I had put up the stickers earlier, because I would have to write around the stickers because I have a larger handwriting. But towards the end of 2021, what I did is I started to write small. That led to more space being there, which means that I am pretty sure there will be a lot of space left. I will be journaling a little, but there will be a lot of space left. So it does not worry me that the stickers are already here. In fact, I would like to write around the stickers this time so that, it comes out in a more neat way. Because what happened last time is I was always writing up to here. Then always there would be a huge sticker at the bottom to cover up the blank space. So yeah, I decided to go for this, and they're small stickers. They are not actually going to bother my spread so much, so it is fine. So that is my daily spread. Now moving on to the last section, that is the notes pages. For the notes pages, I have not done anything yet, but I have plans for them. The reason that I did not do is this is my section for my books to read for 2022. And I generally take them from Goodreads, so that comes out in December, so there's still a lot of time for me. But once that comes out, this entire section will be for books to read, the notes pages. I don't use it for any other collections or any other sort of, ideas, so it is just books to read. I've already shown you what comes over here. Okay, why I have this over here is as a reminder. I always like to do this. Whatever freebie came that year, as a memory, I store something regarding that freebie. And obviously I can't store the spoon in here, so instead I just kept the card. So yeah, I have the spoon over here. I wonder whether I had already shown you the spoon. Okay, the spoon is actually on my 2021 Hobonichi cover. So yeah, that is that. And I think I've shown you the rest with regards to the functional stickers being already on here. And that is all for my Hobonichi Cousin. So I hope you loved that setup, and I would love to hear your ideas for the different spreads in the Cousin. Now let us move on to my next planner. So the next Hobonichi that I have here is the planner, that is the English planner, and this will be my church planner and journal for 2022. Now why I chose this is quite simple. It looked like a small Bible to me, so I thought, this would be perfect for the next year. And you might be wondering now, why do I have a church planner when I already mentioned that church related information will be in my cousin? The reason is simple. What happens is I don't carry my cousin to church, but I carry a small notebook to church to journal. And when someone asks me some information, it generally is in my cousin, so I have to tell them, I'll check that up and inform you later about it. So what happens is I need some of those important dates and information with me at church, but I can't carry my cousin to church. So this is for that. In this book I can journal as well. So instead of carrying two books, a journal and a planner, what I will do is I will journal as well as plan on it. So I'll just quickly show you what I've done so far with this, just the little setup that I've done so far. Clearly I'm not going to use a cover on this. I think this cover will be fine even if I carry it around. I have placed some tabs on it, unlike my cousin where I'm quite happy without tabs. Okay, I'm quite happy using no tabs for my cousin. I'm used to it, so I don't need it, but I need tabs in my church journal. So that is why I have these tabs. These are from EC. I was trying them out for the first time. These are the vegan leather ones. They were cheaper than the regular black ones that I get from EC, but I love the black ones. I would not exactly recommend them. Can you see this? They are taking up a lot of space because they are quite thick. I wouldn't say it's a huge bother, but I don't think I would get them again. And I prefer the black ones. I truly prefer that. But it's fine. It was a first time try. So the spread that I'm going to use first is the yearly index. You might be wondering what is all this mess. Okay, I'll just show it to you closely. I have a bad handwriting, and these were the jelly rolls, the Sakura jelly rolls, and anyway, so what I've done over here, this is basically my Bible reading plan for this year. So what I do every year is I use a different Bible reading plan every year. I of course read the Bible on my own as much as I want, but this is not related to that. I follow a certain Bible reading plan as of otherwise, which I like to do every year. Last year it was chronologically. This year I went according to the themes of the Bible. So obviously I don't remember them on my own, and I don't want to refer to it online all the time. So I decided to write it down. So for example, I will know what to read on the 10th, okay, if I look at that section. But what happened is that on some days there were multiple books on the same day because I'm going according to the themes, and my handwriting would not fit all 3 books into the same line. So what I did is I wrote the books over here, and in the same color I wrote the chapters. So for example, Matthew is in red, so I know that I have to read Matthew 28, okay, or Peter 13, okay. So it's like it's right there, so I can just read the book and the chapter, and I know what to read for that day. But I messed up. I messed up right on the first spread. I forgot that there are extra months and that it starts in December of 2021. I should have started in Jan. I started filling it up from here, and I realized that when I completed the entire spread. So I've not filled up the next ones, but I realized it over here. Initially I was like, I'm going to cancel it all, but then I realized, why should I do that? Because December is 31 days, Jan is the same. I could just think December of as Jan and read it. Okay, it's already there, I might as well read it. So what I've decided is I'm going with the same thing. I'm not going to remove or cancel anything. What I will do most likely is leave April, okay, and count accordingly and start, I think somewhere around 3rd or 4th of May. I will start filling in the rest for the rest of the year, because I liked how this turned out. I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, I will be filling up the rest later. Now coming ahead to the next spreads, those that are the monthlies. Again, I like to cover up the extra months with some decorative aspect. But coming to the main monthly spreads, these monthlies are my planning space. So here, especially on Sundays, more than the weekdays, will be all the important dates or events that crop up. But of course, I will be using the weekdays as well. So the monthlies are my planning space. And after that, as usual, I am decorating the extra months. I wish I had done this in my cousin, in fact. I don't know why I did it over here. Yes, these ones are not decorated yet. Okay, do you have any ideas for this page? Because I'm kind of lost about turning the page to a new year, since this is my church planner and journal. Then we come to the daily section. Of course, as usual, before the dailies, there is this sort of dashboard page. I have two ideas for this. Just like the cousin, I thought I would go for a quote, okay, but not any quote, a verse from the Bible that, that has touched my heart, and I would fill it up on the dashboard. But then I also thought I would like to write prayer requests that came up that month, which are very important on this page. So there are two ideas as of now. And of course, the dailies are for journaling, not much to explain over here. The dailies are for my church journaling. To be specific, it is not faith journaling as in what I read at home and journal based on that. This is specifically church journaling. That is what I listen to at church, the sermons that I listen, and journal based on that. And after that I have no plans, because there are notes pages. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Maybe I will plan some events and use those pages for that. So this is my church planner and journal. Now let us move ahead to the next part. Now there are these books that I have. Okay, there's the other one. Yes, there are these books that I have. These are not exactly planners. Okay, so frankly, I just have two planners, the cousin and the English planner. That's it. Okay, these are notebooks that will be a part of my system. So the first one here is the avec. This is in fact the cousin avec, but this is not going to be a planner for me. This is not for specifically for 2022. This will be for a long-term use. I test out spreads in this planner. Okay, so let me see whether I can show anything. It's all a mess. I was just simply trying out things over here. So as you can see, I was just testing it out. This is not an actual journaling spread. So I was just trying things out over here. See, I've tried out some different spreads over here, how they will turn out. So that is what I'm doing with this. This is like a practice book for me, because I tend to write on my cousin directly and then I regret it because the entire week is stuck in that design that I don't like. So this will be for a long-term use, obviously not for 1 year. And yes, something that I remembered when I brought this up is the fact that, okay, on the cousin is the codex cover. On this one, I have the clear Midori A5 cover. Okay, so can you see it's like a perfect fit for the avec, but it would be a little small for the cousin. The codex cover is perfect for this, and the A5 cover is perfect for the avec, in case you're interested in the clear covers as such. And what I've done for the avec is, since I don't like the colors of the avec, I've just inserted decorative papers inside it. Initially, I was going to use this for the cousin because I found it really pretty, but then, it is a little short. As you can see, the paper was actually quite short. There are two papers. There's the white one and there's a darker shade below it. And I love the design. It's pretty. But the papers were a little old and they were a little dirty too. So I just thought I'd just keep it on my avec for now, because anyway, I don't like the cover of the avec. But yeah, that is that for the avec. Now with regards to this one, this is something I did because I loved how I used a similar book last year. So this is for social media, and the reason is last year, sorry, not last year, what is wrong with me, 2021, I used a random used notebook, an old one, for social media. So it's not a planner, it's just an empty notebook that I was randomly scribbling on with any ideas that come up or planning my videos as such. So initially I was thinking of using a Hobo Weeks or a day free for social media, but then I thought, why do that when I can still just finish up an old notebook. So I did the same again this for 2022. I've chosen an old notebook. This is in fact a used one. I just spruced it up a little bit. I put on some tabs and such, but frankly it is an old notebook, halfway used. Okay, the rest of it is empty, and I plan to use this for all my social media, brain dumping and such. So it will be a lot of scribbling, not neat, and I'm fine with that because I prefer to use this rather than a good new planner. Because see, the social media notebook, I dump it after that year. I do not need it after that 1 year. So since I dump it after that, that 1 year, all that information is not required data. I would rather use an old notebook rather than start a new planner which is really good, which I could have used for something else. So yeah, this is my social media notebook as such. Then, now I will just show you a few things that will be a part of my system. Firstly, pens. I prefer to use pens that I already have instead of buying expensive pens to suit my planner. So what happens is, obviously I'm not saying the Erin Condren pens are cheap, they are not, but I already have them, and I generally buy this set. Okay, this is a set of 3. Okay, there is one more. And I don't need 3 in a year. In fact, this will last me a long while. But what I love about this is the fact that this pen has 2 tips. There's a medium tip, there's a fine tip. So I can use the fine tip for regular writing and the medium tip to write the headers on. So everything works in one pen. I don't have to look for several pens. So this is my pen of choice, even for my Hobonichi. Weirdly, even for my cousin, which has the Tomoe River paper. Then, yes, sticker storage. This is something new that I got this year. This is simply because last year I had this sort of file in which all the stickers because of the material, it used to stick together, and that caused me trouble. So I decided to get an actual sticker storage book. This is from MU or Mu, however you say it, and I prefer this because, as you can see, so the first half I would say is full. The second half is actually empty. There is something else I've placed. I have to remove it from there, but the second half is empty. So the stickers are not new, but the sticker storage book is new, and this is an A6 size, I would say, which I will be using. What happened is, last year I had this sort of files. I think I've shown you this before. This is from Nahi, and I love these storage cases. They are called some general purpose case, and I have this in, this is A5. I had the A6 size, but the stickers used to, stick together because of the material. I have this in A4 as well, okay, the longer size as well. So the A6 I am currently not using since I brought the new storage. This is the A5, and it has all the old Erin Condren sticky notes, the stickers that came behind the notebooks. I never buy these large stickers from Erin Condren. They just come along with something as a freebie, or it is there behind the notebook. And I will try to use at least half of them this year. So they are in this A5 case so that I can find them easily. These do not stick together, so they are quite fine. I love these storage cases. Truly, I love these cases. They are clear. They are available in different colors too, but I went for the completely clear one. This one is specifically for work. I use it more for work. I use it otherwise also, but I use it more for work. Now this is A4 sized in case you're interested. A4 or letter sized, however you call it. And what I like about it is the fact that even though they call it A4, you can even fit longer papers in here. And there are pockets as well. See, there's a back pocket. I think you can see the lines. There are pockets within the pack as well. I didn't want to open it, but let's see. See, there's a pocket in here. There's a pocket here. There is a pocket here. Okay, so there are different pockets as such. I love this thing, and yeah. So other than this, I realized I'm forgetting something. Oh yes, I didn't speak about my work planner. How could I forget about that? How could I forget about my work planner? Okay, for work, what I used this year was EC. Now for work, I do not follow a calendar year. So I started, I think, last April, so it will go to March of 2022. And obviously after that I need a new planner. Truthfully, I have not decided on one yet. If you have any suggestions, please put it up to me. Currently I'm using this one. This is their focus line, and I also have the EC agenda, which I don't have with me right now, and I love them. I've always loved EC for work, and that is what worries me for next year. I'm worried that if I shift into Hobonichi, whether I will hate it, because I've always loved EC for work. So yeah, I would love to listen to your suggestions with regards to a different work planner for next year. But yes, currently EC is loved for work. And then what else did I have? Oh yes, I just thought I'd share with you my washi collection. Okay, so I know there's a lot of washi, but I'm quite happy with the selection because I feel like this is not way too much or too less. I am a decorative planner. It's not completely functional planning, I would say. Not fun. It's not that it is not functional, but I like to, have a little fun as well in that functional setting. And what I do is I try to, use things that I already have. So this is an Archer and Olive storage box that came. Instead of buying a different acrylic box, which I could have, I decided to just use this so that, I'm happy with what I have. If I buy a larger compartment, a box, what happens is that I will try to buy more washi to fill it in. I'm quite happy with this selection, and I don't want to buy more. So this is my entire washi collection, and that storage book was my entire sticker collection, which I have for 2022. So yes, that is all, my dear friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel as well. See you next time.